Okay, today what we're going to do is to look at the construction of word clouds, but also to use what we're calling a contextualizer to be able to compare how different types of word categories can be used with word clouds. And to begin, we're going to look at a particular group of texts. And what I thought I would do is to make it available to everybody in the class. And these are the TED Talks that have been given over the last several years. Actually, I think since they've started. And here's a list of these TED Talks. So here's one by this person. And these are all text files. And you can see that people talk a lot in these TED Talks. They're just lots and lots of words. And you may want to just look at one TED Talk. You may want to look at a million TED Talks. There's a million different ways to look at it. One thing I'm interested in is what are the contexts of the way that people in TED Talks talk about men versus women. And what I simply want to do is to compare people's use of words or sentences that start with he or have the word he in it or she in it. And what we're going to do is use a program that one of my students or former students in postdoc, Ryan Boyd, built that only works, unfortunately, with PCs, and the program is called Contextualizer, and you can find this on the Canvas webpage. Now, what we're going to do is to run this program twice, and what I'm going to do is I want to look at the list of words that are around a particular word, and let's start off with the word she. And she could be anywhere in the sentence, and let's have the word she look at the three words before the word she and three words after the word she. So I'll push start. It's going to ask me where I'm going to find this. And I put this on my desktop in the TED demo in the TED 3 texts. Okay, where do I want to save it? Let's save it here in the TED demo, and we will call this the she contextualizer. Okay, now there are 2,200, I believe, of these TED Talks, and it's going to go through each one of them and pull out the words around every time there's a word she. So I'm starting now, and it's running. This is a lot faster than doing it by hand. Okay, so it finished. Now let's do the same thing, but this time let's look at the word he. Again, plus or minus 3 words. Push start. We'll want that there. We're going to call this one the he contextualizer. And here we go again, and it's essentially doing the same thing. Now, let's look at these two files. So here's the word surrounding she, and this is a CSV file, so it works in Excel. And let's pull this out a little bit. So these are the words that precede the word she, and here are the words that follow the word she. Now, keep in mind, TED Talks these are done by really smart, interesting people. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to get rid of this word right here, or this column here, because it's not relevant to what we're interested in. And now all I want to do is to get all of these. Let's see how many there are. So we have almost 5,000. That's more than we really need. Let's just do the first, let's say the first 1,000 or so. What the heck, we'll go to about 1,500. We'll get both columns. We will copy it, Control C. And now what I'll do is put it into a Word document. Okay. Control V. And then what I want to do is to simply make a file so what I want to do is to get this so it's not in a table format. So I go over here in Word up here in the upper right hand corner, convert to text. Click on that, and there's our file. And let's save this file now. TED demo, and we will have this. This is the she. I'll just call it she context. And we'll save this as a document file, and we'll do the same thing for he. Okay, convert to text. Same as before. All right, now what I want to do is to put these two into a, so we'll start off with the he. And what we're going to do is to come into, you'll see we're at www.wordclouds.com. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to ignore the stop words. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll look at our size. That looks fine. Our word list, which we'll be putting here. This will be, these are various other issues, but one thing that I always is choosing a shape. We'll just start off with that. We want colorful. Let's go ahead and paste it. Remember, these were the words for the word he. Okay, apply. Now it's going to put in, it's going to have way too many words. And what we're going to do to make this more interpretable is, what it does is it makes a word list. And so let's only put in words that have at least, that use at least 4 times. And then we'll just throw out all the rest. Wow. Okay, so you get the idea. Now what we can do is we can now save this. So we can save it as a, how about a JPEG file? We'll call this he. And now let's do the same thing with she. All right. Let's do the same thing here. Sorry. Ta-da!